Yeah.
Okay, good evening. This is the Rutland Town Planning Commission. It's Thursday, March 12th of 2026. Thank you all. Let's begin with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Change the projection so that we can see everybody that's on.
So that's over there. The person speaking is he's gonna do a presentation, so it's gonna be up on the main screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, I can, but.
Yeah, I wasn't looking.
Let's do it Bill's way.
No worries.
I'll look at that.
Yeah. Approval of the agenda is first.
Move to approve the agenda for.
For a second. Norm?
Our second.
Okay. I would like to add something to new business, and that would be the information from Langrock, Ferry and Rule. This is Kevin Brown's comments on our subdivision bylaws.
Okay, so that'll be under upcoming historical schedule.
Yeah. We'll save it for last, almost last. You welcome to add that to the motion?
I would be happy to advise my motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Norm,
I accept the amendment.
any discussion? All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public comment, I think you want to wait until the discussion about Super Walmart?
Yeah, just here to learn and gather information and be support. Yeah.
Great, great. And Scott and Claudia, do you want to add anything to the public comment?
No, thank you.
Okay,
Who are Scott and Claudia?
you folks from town?
No, this is the family computer. No, I work for Walmart stores and I'm just monitoring the meeting for the night.
Oh, great, great.
He's looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
I don't
say
blame
that,
him.
David,
I don't
but,
blame I look over my shoulder too. Exactly.
okay, well, let's move to the presentation with David Grayck.
Good evening. My name is David Grayck, and I'm the lawyer who represents the landowner, BAI Rutland LLC. Scott is with Walmart. He's just listening tonight, and I also have up on the screen Greg Hewitt and here. And Craig is with MSK Engineers. Craig is the chief engineer for the project. There are a number of supporting engineers in different disciplines and other professionals, but Craig is with MSK. MSK is out of Bennington. So I just want to tell you what I handed out, what you've been given. You might have recalled when we went through the demolition application, we talked about the Act 250 database, okay? And so this application is really large. It's a very large application, and we thought the starting point would be to provide you with the following documents. So the first document that I handed out on the clip is the exhibit list of documents filed so far. And so think of that as the table of contents. Yeah, that's it. You've got it, Mr. Hunter. That's it. Yep, that's it. So
Just the, is it?
Yeah.
Appendix?
no, that's the economic impact report.
Chris,
Nope.
on the left beside you, you're right at the. You're right. I believe it's over
Okay, thank
There
you.
you go. So, and you, yes, Mayor. I'm gonna call you Mr. Mayor, not Mr. Mayor-elect. I'm gonna call you Mr. Mayor.
Close enough. Somebody had three.
Good. Okay. So what we thought would be helpful is if you have the list of all the exhibits which have been filed. If you have any interest in those exhibits, they are available from the Act 250 database. If you've never used the Act 250 database, you can call me. I'll navigate your way through it. You'll be on your computer, I'll be on my computer, I'll help you. Since you are the Planning Commission, and I know you have other Act 250 applications, and as well as you, if you're not familiar with it, it is an outstanding state resource. I always plug it. I don't own it. I don't get any credit. It's not like I have advertising on it. I'm just telling you it's a great resource. And if you want any of the exhibits which are on that list, that's where you can get them.
And your assistant sent us a shortcut, didn't she?
I think she might have, yep, to the Act 250 database, and you just click on it, and then you have to search, and the magic number is 1R for Rutland, 0661. And that means that the 661st Act 250 permit for Rutland County was issued to them all. So 1 is District 1, R, Rutland, 0661. Okay. And I believe that number appears on a number of the documents I gave you. So if you search that number, you will then see every permit that has been issued for that property, which still fits in a binder that I keep. I have every permit that's been issued. The demolition was the -17. Right? So there was an original 1R0661. And since the issuance of that permit, there have been 17 amendments. The 17th amendment was the demolition, and the Walmart project is already applied for and has been assigned -18. So the Walmart application is 1R0661-18. Okay.
Since we're not really talking about the demolition tonight, can you still give us a progress report?
So permit was issued, and now we're going through the process for the Walmart project, and the demolition is going to be taking place probably commencing within this year or early next. So once the Walmart project proceeds through Act 250, that will then unlock the ability to really move forward with both projects.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought the demolition was going to happen first, irrespective.
Yep. And the demolition has been the demolition's been authorized, and it has to occur regardless because of stormwater concerns. But then there's now an opportunity for some coordination and efficiency in that respect. So it's probably going to be a combined effort that kind of moves into negotiations with the contractor. If you've been up to the site, you know that Belden has put up fencing. And so, that's up there, and there's just kind of the whole scoping of the demolition project as well. So that's that. So you have the table of contents, which lists all the exhibits. You can find them on the database. Then the next document that I gave you was the Act 250 application form. So that is Act 250's new and improved application form. And it goes through all the criteria and sub-criteria of Act 250. And we thought, just if you'd like to just see kind of how the questions were then answered. And then we provided you with, Greg, help me out. It's existing conditions C103.
C103 is the proposed conditions
Oh,
plan. So the site
conditions.
plan.
Proposed conditions. And so what we would like to do is to kind of give you, with Craig, a presentation as to what the project's going to look like. And this really is our first public presentation of the project. All of these documents have been up on the Act 250 database, so they're publicly available. But this is really the first presentation of the project as it has now been applied for. So I'm going to let Craig take over, if that's okay.
Good evening, everybody. I'll try to be as brief as possible, but please feel free to jump in with any questions. So the Walmart portion, the Walmart project is located on the southern end of the existing mall site. The project, outside of improvements to the existing stormwater ponds, is located within the existing footprint of the mall and the parking lot. So there is no expansion of impervious surfaces. In fact, there's a slight reduction in impervious surfaces as a result of the project. But the project is located entirely within the existing developed footprint of the southern portion of the mall site.
Greg, are you able to share the proposed conditions plan?
I think I can. Hold on one second. Let's
Why
see
don't we,
if I can do that.
this is what you have in your packet, what Craig's gonna share with us.
Let's see. Let me know if you can see that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you have an oversized copy of what's on the screen. Full
So
size.
what you see here for the C103 sheet is the site plan. I believe we also gave you C102, which is the utilities associated with this, but we split them apart to make them a little bit more easy to navigate through.
Okay.
So as I said, this is on the southern portion of the mall site. You can see the existing entrance down to the Route 7, Route 4 intersection. And what you see here is the general parking lot layout, the Walmart facility itself, which is just over 175,000 square feet. The aforementioned stormwater ponds here to the west of the sites, these are existing ponds that are being improved upon to improve stormwater treatment and associated discharge rates. So that the facility does include a drive-through pharmacy to the northeastern part of the Walmart facility. But for anybody who's been to some of the larger Walmart sites, not necessarily the site that's in Rutland City, but the Walmart itself has all of the amenities that you might expect, including a grocery store. There's a garden center down here in the northwestern corner of the site. And then there is the rear of the facility where deliveries will happen and truck turnaround up through here. So just for anybody who's curious on how truck deliveries will go, they'll come up the Route 4, Route 7 intersection up Diamond Run Plaza. They'll navigate to the back of the site, and then there's a turnaround area there, which will allow them to turn all the way around and come back out the same route. So we also have the ability to navigate all the way around the site with travel lanes, and you can obviously see the large amount of parking that's associated with the site. So,
Craig, this is Dana. Can I ask just for a bit of I don't know, logistical adjustment on your end?
sure.
When you're moving your cursor, can you slow it down? It just appears from the display that we're seeing, and it's a little confusing.
Yep. Let me see if I can switch to the hand. That might be a little bit
That's
easier.
fine. And
Um,
just slow down your movements because it was cutting in and out. I think I followed it because I've oriented my own map that way. But I picked up the cursor occasionally and I was not where I thought I should be. So
So as you come up the Plaza Road, whoops, sorry. As you come up the Plaza Road, you take an immediate right. You'll
yep.
come down this way through this portion of the site, and all deliveries will be in the back or the rear of the facility. The truck turnaround is this area right in here, which is wide enough to let the truck turn all the way around and come back out the way they came through the site and then off the site. Um, the people utilizing the store will obviously stay on the northern side of the facility. As you can see, we have lots of parking stalls and travel lanes for the various different people coming, and we have a total of 751 parking spaces on the site to accommodate the users for the store. There is also a bus drop off, and it looks like my cursor went out again. The bus drop off is right here, and the bus would take a similar route entering the site and leaving the site. We do maintain the existing what is historically referred to as the ring road at the site. So the road that allows you to circumnavigate the entire mall site will remain for the project. So both from a emergency access purpose, but also to allow to maintain access and not to affect Spartan Arena or people who are trying to access that portion of the site. So if someone were to come to this entrance instead of the more northerly entrance, they still would be able to navigate themselves over to Spartan Arena. It would just be a little bit more circuitous than the direct route from the northern access point. I can
So, Craig,
provide.
to that point, there used to be access on the southeastern side, and that is going to no longer be the case because that is the truck entrance. Is that correct?
The southeastern. So you can still, there is a travel lane that comes through there. So if
Okay.
someone needed to, they can still access and come all the way around. But unless it was necessary to get to the back of the site for some reason, that will really be limited to truck deliveries. But if emergency vehicles needed to get to the back end of that site, they still would be able to get to that southeast corner of the site through the new travel lanes in between the parking. So these travel lanes are 24 feet wide, so as wide as a normal road. So emergency access will remain, even though it is a little. There's a few more things in your way, so to speak, but the lane and the access will remain, and there will be access to the existing ring road off of the existing travel lanes in this location.
Yeah, that's on the north. That's on the northeast side, correct? Where you would just had your cursor.
So the northeast, so the northeast side is right here.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yep, the southeast entrance is going to remain. The ring road or the access provided by the ring road is maintained by the project.
Yeah, I call that the southwest side
Yes.
because of my orientation rather than southeast. The southeast side that I was talking about was on the delivery entrance side of the Walmart superstore. Over to your right. Yep, over there.
Yep, that there is still access there
Yep.
if somebody needed to come through right in that location.
That's the side that's over by the Spartan Arena.
Nope, Spartan Arena is actually on the northern end of the site.
Spartan, and Craig, can you just, so the Spartan Arena is like up here. So Craig, can you give us an idea as to the
Yep.
distance from the door entry to the store to the Spartan Arena?
Yeah, I think we're all confused a little bit because in my orientation, and maybe I'm the only one who has this orientation, there are two entrances right now. One is one is directly across from Route 4 west.
That's
And then-
yeah, that was that entrance.
That was on the bottom side.
Yes.
On the western side. The other one up on the north, I'm gonna call it the northeast because of the way the map is oriented. That is the circuitous from the light, the circuitous road that comes.
wasn't on the map.
It's on the map, but it's, Craig, what do you have here?
The northeast corner of that, of the map, has a number 1 on it. Is that not the road that goes down?
Number one?
Yeah, up on the northeast side.
So here's, this is GE is here.
GEG.
Yeah.
Windcrest.
Yes, it is. It's across the street from Windcrest Road. It's behind the trees.
Yeah, behind the trees.
This goes down to Route 7. This goes to,
Yeah.
this goes to New York. The other
Yeah.
entrance by the car wash is like way over
They go
here.
there, yeah, but it comes up and it joins this road.
Eventually, yeah.
And then that road runs around the mall and Spartan Arena in my,
No, it's over here. It's over here.
Yeah.
Cause this is the old mall. This is where Sears was.
okay.
In other words, we're showing the old mall right here. Yeah, that's the,
So-
okay.
Yep, so this is the existing condition plan as the site is right now. And what we were referring to is the ring road. And I apologize, there doesn't show the existing parking. The road comes around, allows you to access the parking lot for Spartan Arena, and then that road continues around the back of the mall.
Okay.
and comes all the way around the site, around the outside of the parking, and continues. So you can either take the Route 4 and Route 7, or you can continue all the way and take the more northerly entrance down by the car wash.
I was simply confused by the location and the zoom in part of the mall that you have presented to us on the MSK blown up map that we have.
Okay,
So it was just, I couldn't see enough of this
Sure, no.
to see the location of the Spartan Arena.
It was a good question.
Yeah,
Several,
Craig,
many of us didn't
Craig,
understand.
with what you have up on the screen showing the existing mall, put the cursor approximately where the front door of the Walmart store will be.
Yeah, right, but here.
Right about where my hand is, give or take.
Here's how
Okay,
I don't see your hand, I'm sorry.
The problem
No, the white.
where the Spartan
Yeah.
Arena is. That's up over
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
Okay.
So if you go back, if we go
Show
back
the
to the
room
plan,
of
if we
this.
go back to the plan I was looking
We
at
can use it.
before, Spartan Arena is out where my hand is, further away.
way away. Yeah.
Off the screen.
Off the
Okay.
screen.
carry on.
Okay. That's really it. This shows kind of the utility layout for this. I won't go into too much detail, but essentially there's an existing looped water main system on the mall. We will be improving that to serve the Walmart facility, but the main will ostensibly stay the same. There is a new sewer connection related to the mall, related to Walmart, that will reconnect to the existing sewer collection system that is on site, that leads to a pump station adjacent to the Castleton or to the Spartan Arena. So the manner of discharge for sewer off the site will remain the same. We will just be providing some new infrastructure to have the Walmart facility connect to that. I mentioned the two stormwater ponds that exist out there right now. They will be enlarged slightly to improve detention times and overall stormwater treatment. They also will have two forebays installed, which will allow for a siltation area and allow maintenance to mainly occur in these smaller areas and not in the larger portions of the pond.
Craig, we have a question here.
Sure.
I have two questions. One on page 16. H asked, does the project involve connection to a public water system? The response was no. And then J below it says demonstrate the use of water will not restrict the measurement will affect the water of existing users. And it states that you guys will tie into the existing water that was there.
That's
Right.
correct.
So we're not
because
creating a new connection. We're just going off of the existing connection and tying into that.
That's correct, because technically we're tying into what already exists on the mall site. So that's considered a service connection, as silly as it may sound
Okay,
in
that's why.
reality. But that's the nuance to the answers to those questions.
Okay, so the
And now
technical-
when you have to fill out an Act 250 application using the new form, you will know that nuance already.
Another question though with the sewer, just given, I think we had some sewer, we had some sewer problems down in that area, right, of Route 7 going across
At the car wash.
at the car wash.
Totally different connection.
It's a totally different
Totally
connection.
different connection.
Okay, have
Nothing
these
to do with
connections been inspected to verify there was no issues from it being dormant for 10, 50, however long the mall's been shut down?
So there was a sewer main inspection that was done for the main that is between the Walmart site and the pump station that still serves Spartan Arena. So Spartan Arena and the pump station associated with that have remained active.
Okay.
We reviewed the sewer main to make sure that it was still viable for use, which it is, and then we will be connecting into it. So we will gravity out of Walmart to the pump station by Spartan. And in fact, the pump station has been recently rehabilitated. So it has all new pumps and slide rails and controls. So outside of the concrete structure itself, it's a brand new pump station.
Thank you.
And Craig, just briefly,
We have all our Department of Environmental Conservation permits, yes?
That is correct. We have all DEC permits and approvals required for the project.
And those, just for everyone's understanding, so Act 250 under a number of criterion 1 and 1B relies upon permits issued by the Department of Environmental Conservation, which is a department within the Agency of Natural Resources. And you get those permits, and then in Act 250, they establish what's called a rebuttable presumption of compliance with the criterion. So we've obtained all our necessary Department of Environmental Conservation permits, and you'll see them on the exhibit list, the table of contents. And generally, I call them the water permits, stormwater, erosion control. What else have we got?
There is a water wastewater permit. There is a water supply permit. There's a operational stormwater discharge permit and an erosion control permit related to stormwater during construction.
Okay.
While we're up here in the hill, refresh my memory, the Kmart building is still there, but that has nothing to do with your application.
Correct, because the Kmart box, as it's referred to, is not slated for demolition. Right, Craig?
That's correct. That will be the only remaining portion of the existing mall when the demolition is complete. The Kmart box will remain, and the rest of the mall will be demolished.
Will remain a box.
So we're taking out, you're taking out, somebody's taking out everything between what used to be Sears and what is still Kmart.
Yep, the only remaining portion will be this box right here. Everything south of this box will be removed.
Oh, okay, and then you're rebuilding on the, whatever that orientation is, the southwest corner of the old mall, out of that footprint.
Yeah, because the way I keep track of the difference between the two is I always start with the main entrance.
Yep.
So if you keep that here, Craig, you want to just go to the proposed?
Yep.
So you're right. You gotta
Or
or tilt your head. But
We can let me try to do this, see if this works. That might make it a little bit easier versus what we were showing for existing conditions.
because the entrance to the mall, one of the entrances to the mall, the main one, was right directly across from
That's
the
Yep.
Route 4 entrance.
Yep.
So it was over here in some way.
Yep.
So this has been moved closer to the road as opposed to where Sears was situated a little bit more over this way.
yeah, I think that's generally correct. What we've done from the very Craig, do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Oh no, that is correct. The Walmart facility will end up being a slightly closer to the road than where the mall was in that same location. That is
Where
correct.
Sears was. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But all the work, and this is what we were talking about to begin with, all the work is within what the original Act 250 decision from 89 and then the Environmental Board in 1990 and 93 referred to as the Ring Road.
Right.
So the Ring Road is still there. And then I don't know if any of you know that there were trails which were required, and those are still there also. So
That's up by the Spartan Arena and the Kmart.
no, actually the nature trails are down what I would refer to as Craig, help me out, like they're
The nature
basically
trails are back in this location, like kind of where the original dome was supposed to be when they were considering building a dome back here. It's all in this area back here along the railroad, actually. So there are existing trails that navigate
Your
through this
hand,
wooded area.
Craig, now is up by the Spartan Arena, which is where I was referencing. Am I not right?
Almost.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
so the nature trails
Yeah.
Mhm.
are off the Ring Road, and Craig, move your cursor very slowly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the area that I had in mind, but that's why I was calling it. This is Walmart. Up here, this is Spartan Arena and those other trains.
Walmart's actually gonna be.
Yes, the Kmart maybe.
Okay, no, excuse me.
Okay.
Kmart.
Yes, no, we're good, we're good. We're
Walmart is
good. You're,
down here.
we're good, yes.
My
Yes,
apologies.
yes, yes.
Getting my W's and my K's mixed up.
That's all right, we're good.
I'm a linguist, but I
No, no,
can't
no.
tell a W from a K. I'll sit down.
No, we're good. So,
Yeah, David, so what do you need from us?
so, again, you're the planning commission. You are the author and administrator of the town plan. The town plan is criterion 10, one of the provisions of criterion 10 of Act 250. There's also the regional plan. And so what we would like from the planning commission is your vote, like you did for the demolition project, that this project complies with and is consistent with the town plan. And then that's something that you would advise the select board of, because we will be appearing in front of the select board, we'll be doing this. And the select board has the authority, what's called the Municipal Impact Questionnaire. And that questionnaire addresses municipal services. And we've had extensive meetings with fire department and the police department, and select board chair Ashcroft attended those meetings. And it's also when the fiscal impact expert will be available to discuss his report, which I'm also prepared to go through with you and give you a brief overview if you'd like. But we really need and would appreciate the planning commission's concurrence that this project complies with the town plan.
Right, so yes, a brief summary of that fiscal impact.
Okay.
Would be great, and what we've done what we did earlier.
Yep.
Was we waited until the Act 250 permit was actually submitted. The process got going before we took our vote. So we may want to attend the select board presentation.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have a date for that.
We don't have a date yet. So here's the logistics we're in. The Act 250 district coordinator said that he would not rule the application complete until we provided the municipal impact questionnaire. On the other hand, the word we were getting, and legitimately so, we're not complaining, from the planning commission, the select board, was they didn't want to move forward with the municipal impact questionnaire until they had a complete application. So the compromise we've struck is we're going to make sure that we have filed everything except for the municipal impact questionnaire, and then move forward with that process to make that the final piece of paper, which we'll file with the Act 250 Commission. So that's a long way of saying, I hope we're going to be before the select board within the next 30 to 60 days. And I think that's pretty realistic.
We got an impact question here?
I'm sorry?
Doing the full presentation. Select board, 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
Okay. So
we should attend that.
Yeah, if folks are available. So the fiscal impact study, a quick summary.
sure. So you'll see that I've provided the fiscal impact study, and it's prepared by Jeff Carr of EPR Economics. This is on the Act 250 database. I saw one or two copies of it floating around. It has a very useful highlights, executive summary, and the conclusion clearly is that the proposed Walmart will not have any adverse effect on the ability to provide municipal and educational services, and that the project will help slow the economic decline, which the report analyzes and describes. So there's no impact to schools. There's not going to be any need for housing, additional schools, or anything like that. And we've had extensive discussions with police and the fire department. So we're very confident that far from being detrimental, this is going to be a huge benefit under the analysis required by Act 250.
You have a number of net jobs we should expect to be produced or created, not from the constructionist, but from once the Walmart's in place.
It's in the.
It's in here? All right. Yeah.
Ultimately, it's about
Okay.
160.
Yep.
It looks like 110 additional though, the net.
Yeah, so net would be 102.
Just to let you know, additional reports. I don't know what people are interested in. You'll see on the list there was a noise assessment done. There's going to be a berm built between what I call the back of the store. Remember how Craig was talking about where the trucks are going to be?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a berm between the back of the store and the houses on Windcrest Drive. And that's laid out extensively in the RSG report.
So I didn't hear that. A berm between what?
Between the back of the store and the residences on Windcrest Drive.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
You had mentioned that in the previous presentation.
Yeah, I drove Windcrest.
There's a berm and also a noise wall that's gonna be installed
Yes.
with it? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a
Yeah,
15
it's the noise wall on top of the berm.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Just a clarification, page 6 of the report said 125 to 150 new positions.
Yep.
New
Yeah.
positions.
Understand, keep going. It's new.
I'm just quoting.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, if we're gonna be talking about numbers, we might as well get the right ones.
Sure.
Rain.
Right,
Sure. So then there's been a traffic report. The traffic volumes are well under what was authorized for the mall. So traffic was one of the easier issues to address, but there's nevertheless a report, which is Exhibit 58. And then you've probably, if you've heard of anything about Act 250, you've heard about Criterion 8 aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a report. It's been it's on the database. It goes through an extensive description of the character of the area, existing vegetation, and what's called the Queechy analysis, which actually originated by the attorney who got them all permitted, Mr. Daniel Hershenson, famous in my area of practice. So we have that. There's also an analysis by Fitzgerald Environmental regarding concerns around rare or irreplaceable plant species. So that's been inventoried and there are no issues there. So that's just an overview of the supporting reports. And those reports, while they're not rebuttable presumptions, like the DEC permits function in much the same way. They establish compliance with the particulars of the Act 250 criteria, which the reason why it takes a long time to get an Act 250 permit is because it's a really hard law. And former Senator Jeffords had a lot to do with it. So there you go. There you go.
Any other questions? Howard, do you have anything? You've been able to hear and see everything from home?
There's that
Yeah.
one question. Well, just given the size of the store and the roof and everything, and with water and everything else being, with all the parking lot being impervious, are there going to be drains that just go directly into the basins, or is that going to go on, or are they going to drain onto the road and then make their way into the basin that way?
There are roof leaders and direct connections to the proposed collection system. So all roof runoff will be collected and piped to the collection network. There won't be anything shedding off of the roof.
Okay. Well, it's like 100,000 gallons if you get an inch rainstorm, so it's quite a lot of volume. So
Yep. I would just Totally agree. Just to kind of reiterate too, that site is existing impervious right now. So when an inch of rain falls in that parking lot, it does produce the same volumetric
Yep.
numbers right now. So there is a slight reduction of overall impervious area for the total site. So I won't say there's a reduction in stormwater necessarily, but a reduction in overall impervious area when we're done with this project versus what's out there currently.
Okay, so, David, I think I speak for the group in saying we'd like to see the select board presentation. And we will take a vote as soon as we can after that. At our earliest, meeting.
One other question. So we've got the Super Walmart. I saw there's one in Troy. I think there's probably one up in Burlington, maybe. I'm just trying to think, where's the next nearest one? Or like, I mean, because this is probably going to attract a lot of people from like Castleton and like even in like Western.
I thought this was the only one going to be the only one in Vermont.
Bennington.
Bennington. All right, so there.
Well, yes and no. Bennington does not have an automotive center.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to see a store that has an automotive center, like what we're going to have here, you should go to the store in Saratoga.
All right, but that's how far. So anybody that's in between us and Saratoga, they're gonna have to, we could potentially get those people to come over.
You will, the economists, as well as Walmart personnel with their confidential data that I don't see, but generally speaking, people who live halfway between Saratoga and Rutland will have a choice where they want to go to get their oil change at a Walmart supercenter.
Okay.
So, it would be reasonable to assume that certainly the market area, if you do a circumference around the store, I don't know, I could speculate 20 to 25 miles, something like that. I don't know, it might be more. The Economist has a report that basically says, this is a store which will draw heavily on Rutland County.
Yeah.
Does that mean, if you go out Route 4 and you're in Port Edwards, are you going to go to Saratoga? Or are you going to come back here? I don't know.
I was thinking, on the other side of Killington, right?
I
I mean, once you're over there on Killington, it's like then they even get over to New Hampshire and like the BJ's or something over there.
Yeah.
That's going to attract people over here. So as long as we're accounting for that, influx of potential additional,
absolutely. You read the Economist, Jeff Card does a fantastic job explaining that, and the Walmart store doesn't have an automotive center. That's the only reason why I was just clarifying that.
Well, I didn't realize that they do oil changes as part of the automotive. It's not just a battery tire shop like Costco or something, but it's an actual
Full service.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure there's going to be pharmacy. I know there's going to be pharmacy, and I believe there's going to be optical as well.
At least that was in the report.
Yeah, that's it. So I know you have scheduling constraints, so I will defer to the chair, but I'm able to, go through the town plan if you want me to, or if you want me to not do that because you've got other things to attend to. I understand.
This evening.
Yeah.
How long do you think?
I could do it pretty quick.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll go name that tune quick, but I'll do it pretty quick.
What is the definition of quick?
That's right. We're going to find out quickly. So to understand what the town plan does in Act 250, right? There's what's called Criterion 10, and it requires that a project demonstrate consistency with a town plan. The town plan can also be what's called a clear written community standard under Criterion 8, but I'm going to stay focused on Criterion 10. So what we do is we go through the town plan and we look to see, is there any provision which says straight up, this type of use in this location is prohibited. Well, your town plan doesn't say that. Okay. So then you go to the other side of the equation and you try and find provisions where you can demonstrate consistency. So I'm going to run through those pretty quick. You don't happen to have your town plan in front of you, do you? No. Okay. So I'll just hit a few of them. The town plan at page 4 at the bottom talks about the relationship between Rutland Town and the city of Rutland, and it encouraged uses in the gateway districts that are compatible. We believe this project in this location, literally straddling adjacent to the town and city line, its historical usage of Route 7 and 4, the redevelopment is consistent with what's described in the town plan. On page 6, you have the land use section, and the land use districts, of course, are shown on the land use map. Your plan states, in the absence of zoning regulations, uses and density requirements described below shall be adhered to for all new developments. So then we identify that the project is in the IC district, the industrial commercial, and you'll see the criteria for that on page 10 of your town plan, and we meet the requirements described under the IC industrial commercial district at page 10. So the plan then goes on to talk about the importance of US 7 and 4, and we've had the report by the transportation engineer, Erica Wygonic, Dr. Wygonic. She's got a PhD in traffic engineering, and I highlighted that. It's on the exhibit list if you have any interest in reading that more on traffic. So then there is one provision of the town plan, and I'm not sure if you remember it, but this one is very specific. It says, no development shall be permitted that interferes with or obstructs the air corridor of the instrument landing system that pass over the town of Rutland, or obstruct or interfere with air operations of the airport. I can tell you this project does not interfere with airport operations and complies with that provision of your town plan at page 14. So your town plan talks about education. As the fiscal impact report will show, this project is not going to cause any impact to the school system. Your town plan talks about economic development. It's a goal to increase the economic vitality of the town, including new business development that balances with environmental concern and the provision of public safety. And again, we believe we've met that as readily shown by the supporting reports, as well as by the meetings and consultations we've had with the police department, as well as the fire department, and the close cooperation between the Walmart staff and the fire and police services. The store manager was part of the group that met with police and fire. There have been extensive discussions, so we are very confident that we are working with fire and police to ensure public safety while bringing back and building a big store. This is a big store, and clearly it will be within the town boundaries. So we believe that, again, if you look at page 22, Rutland Town public officials have demonstrated their commitment to proactive economic development. And that's, provide support to prospective developers during the Act 250 permitting process. We think that page 23, where it talks about a number of highly properties in Rutland Town, which were once in active commercial use, have fallen into disrepair. You kind of know it when you read it, and we're trying to address it by the demolition of the mall, the rehabilitation of compliance with stormwater, as well as the construction of the Walmart. So we really think this project is addressing that concern at page 23 of your town plan. It's a strategy in economic development objectives and strategies to identify and assist in the redevelopment of vacant lots appropriate for infill development. I can't imagine a more appropriate infill location for development than the mall. And, you know, again, on page 29, it talks about emergency management. Again, I can't tell you how appreciative we've been by meeting with police and fire, and we believe that's been fully addressed, and we'll welcome the participation of the fire department and the police department with the select board. Town plan is concerned about stormwater. And again, we have our Department of Environmental Conservation permitting for that. So that's been taken care of. The project, the Spartan Arena is there and will continue to be there. And the Walmart project will not in any way, interfere or require any changes. So the town plan talks about how important the Spartan Arena is, and it's we're really looking forward to bringing people back to the location. People will be able to use the Spartan Arena, shop at the Walmart. Seems like a good combination to me. The town plan talks about an enhanced energy plan. As part of Act 250, you have to comply with Greg, you're still here? The CBES, Commercial Building Energy Standards. Did we lose Greg? Greg, are you still here?
Well, I'm still here, David.
Good. So the Commercial Building Energy Standards, Walmart has worked with Efficiency Vermont, and so we think we're clearly in compliance with that provision of your town plan. And I think that's where I'll leave it. We think the project is a really good redevelopment of the former mall site and that it meets the requirements of the town plan. And don't forget, we'll be doing this with the Regional Planning Commission. The Rutland Regional Planning Commission has the Rutland Regional Plan. And so I've already been providing information to the executive director of the Rutland Regional Plan, and they'll be reviewing the project as well.
I have a timeline on that. I was curious.
It's part of the very end where when we are able to get a complete application determination. So I haven't been in contact with Mr. Neary recently, but we've been providing the experts' reports. So I would anticipate that the Regional Planning Commission will do its review process, and the Regional Planning Commission will then be meeting and undertaking a consideration of the project, just like we're asking the Rutland Town Planning Commission to undertake. Let me tell you, it's very confusing to people from Bentonville, Arkansas, to have so many Rutlands floating around here between regional planning commissions, town planning commissions, the town of Rutland, the city of Rutland. But they're very appreciative, and I've educated them, and I really appreciate their patience in putting up with me as I educate them as to the differences and the nuances of all the Rutlands floating around here in this project.
Is there a different criteria for the Rutland Regional Planning Commission then?
So it's the Rutland Regional Plan, and I'm happy to go through the plan and show it to you. Not because I know the Planning Commission here has its own concerns, but by and large, the Rutland Regional Plan on a regional basis is looking at many of the same issues which are addressed under the town plan.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Thank you for going through those. I think it just reinforces that perhaps we should wait and hear everything at the select board hearing, especially with the police and fire.
Sure. And I would encourage all of you, I can't stress enough how useful that Act 250 database is. And I also can't stress enough, there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into this. You really when you look at a landscape architect report, when you look at a sound study, when you look at a fiscal impact study, when you look at a rare irreplaceable natural area study, when you start looking at all these reports and then the permits you get from the Department of Environmental Conservation, that's when you fully appreciate how comprehensive it is to get this kind of project permitted. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. Okay.
We appreciate your work. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, we didn't give you everything.
No.
Looking forward tonight.
No, and so we'll be visiting. We really are in the final stages of moving this to the point where we expect it will be deemed complete, and then it'll be up to the District Environmental Commission, and we're ready to move forward. Okay.
Great.
2 questions. Just know historically Walmart comes into places and, dries out mom and pop shops, right? So with us doubling the capacity of Walmart, or do we have any fears, or is there any mitigation that's gonna be utilized to ensure that mom and pop shops don't suffer from all the or is that just that's just capitalism 101?
Well, I guess the more technical answer is that it starts with reading the fiscal impact report.
All right, so I'll be included.
And I think if you look at the history of development here in Rutland, you've had 2 mall locations, and you have different stores competing and providing different services in different ways on different edges of town. And we think the city is going to be looking forward to going through, the redevelopment process. The fiscal impact report does discuss and present the TIF district. And so it's the relationships and the consequences become much more complex than kind of, you come in, you stamp out the little one, and that's what happens. I think it's hard to kind of say it in that respect. So, that's where we're at. And of course, we're well aware that's an issue of concern.
I think is that Littleton, they instead of building one in St. Johnsbury, they built one in like Littleton or Keene over in New Hampshire. And just being in that area, there's other parts that have picked up like along the stream there in Littleton, along the river. They've got some nice eateries and things like that. So I mean, there's not all doom and gloom when a Walmart comes in, but
I think it's going to be just the opposite. I think that the opportunity that the city's going to have
for redevelopment,
is going to be hugely advantageous. Now I'm a lawyer, but I did read the Economist's report, and I think that's something that is to the advantage. And retailing today is not what retailing was when Walmart first came to Vermont.
Yeah. And then the other question I had, sorry.
I'm gonna, if I may, the executive summary does a pretty good job of at least superficially addressing what has changed in the last 25 years with respect to retail and other things. And so I know that was pulled from the full report, but emphasizing that businesses be successful regardless of what their size is, they have to be connected to multiple venues and multiple supply chains. And a part of that is every successful business nowadays has to have some type of which is also represented in the Walmart proposal in terms of having a footprint locally, but also engaged in e-commerce where we place an order online right here locally. So I found that to be particularly insightful.
Okay. And the last one, do we foresee any significant energy usage resulting in increased costs?
No.
Okay.
I mean, again, I'm answering your question. We've done there's been extensive work done with Efficiency Vermont to comply with the CBES. And I think you're an engineer.
Try to be.
You try. So I mean, what the CBES, state law mandates, Title I don't know whether it's in the utility, in the PSB statutes but in any event, there state law mandates that new construction, new development, there's both a residential energy code and a commercial business energy standard. And there's been a lot of effort to ensure compliance with those standards, in particular, working with Efficiency Vermont.
Okay.
He's a highway guy.
Yeah, I do, yeah. Just all the data centers and everything else they're talking about, and everybody's energy costs going up. And then they're only gonna go up more, so it's like, I just wanted to make sure this project's not gonna have a significant draw on the energy that, so.
I will do follow-up to make sure that I'm giving you accurate information. If there's any more detail that you need to be provided with, you'll be provided with it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a good evening.
As well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We do have a short, should be. I don't think it's that 250. I'll send that. That is just a good send. So you don't need.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I need to read the fiscal impact report, the executive summary.
Well, they'll all be in there.
That'll be perfect.
Still have to figure out which one you want to read.
I start with the executive summary.
Yeah.
Hey, going somewhere, Norm?
He's leaving.
Oh.
What is
Thank you.
Okay, the pocket park.
558.
So we're down to developing best practices. That's a work in
7-9.
progress. I'm looking at that. Some things off AI and that sort of thing. Yeah, Andy.
Before we get to the parking, let me write out
We want to just quickly go over what we're going to look at before we give an approval to this one project. I got part of the fire and the police. Is there anything else that we're going to look at before we decide whether we want to?
No, he cited all of the portions of the town plan
Yeah.
that, we say, yeah, it's in conformance with that.
So why are we not doing that?
Well, the presentation hasn't been made to the select board. I haven't heard what the fire police said.
Okay, so we want to hear fire and police.
Yeah,
Okay.
we might as well just hear all of that. I mean, and then it can be a quick vote after that.
Right.
The other thing, just one thing that he said was that they've been working with Efficiency Vermont. Does that mean Efficiency Vermont has signed off on something or?
Efficiency Vermont will not sign up.
Well, I think so. That's why.
What he means.
Working with the fish. I know what it means, but
To comply.
does that
with-
comply? Does that mean
No. to
imply
comply with-
compliance for us?
Building
To
standards.
comply with the building standards. So I think what he's referencing, because I know this from my energy position at Brock, is that there are standards for businesses, commercial, and there are standards for homeowners. And Efficiency Vermont does an excellent job of providing folks with guidance about how to make their footprint as environmentally reduced as possible and to conserve as much energy as well as save as much money as possible. So in my extensive work with Efficiency Vermont, I would say that if he has contacted them and they have been providing guidance, that would be good enough for me to understand that Efficiency Vermont is telling them how to go about installing various pieces of equipment and various energy efficiency.
That wasn't really my question.
Okay.
I mean, my question was,
Understood.
yes, that happens, but does his just saying, they're just saying, we've been working with Efficiency Vermont. Does that cover all the bases for us? That's what's happening?
As far as our enhanced energy section?
Yes. Well, he said it as far as energy. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's really applicable to our enhanced energy section.
Okay.
It's more about renewal, where renewables will go and that sort of thing. So I think if they if they're abiding by the building standards.
Okay.
Well, an
They-
energy
they have to.
efficiency, whether they're using solar panels or whether they're using.
It really, it doesn't matter what it is so much as does someone have to check that this is really done, that someone's followed the advice of Efficiency Vermont, or is it okay just to talk to them? That's really what I'm asking. Nothing else.
Well, okay,
No detail on it, just.
yeah. And Andy, I mean, you're right. The select board's going to turn to us immediately and say, criterion 10, yay or nay. But I haven't, I mean, it's all been in committees, the police and fire and so haven't heard anything about what they're saying, so I would like to at least do that. And, 30 to 60 days.
Difference it could make in fire or police, but
Yeah,
I have, to a larger extent, the same concerns that Sherman has, if I understand them correctly. And that is, we're given a huge amount of material and a huge amount of data. That is with no expertise at hand to answer any of our questions, except somebody who is obviously and fairly partisan. And there's a lot of stuff that some of us, Demetrio understands it all, but for some of us, it's a foreign language. And our builders and construction people have a better understanding. But I'm not sure
how technical, he went through all of the sections in the town plan. How technical were any of those?
Oh, let's see. Well, we don't need to go about it. I just think we're faced with an uphill task in my view. There's just a lot of stuff that we don't know about. But that's the process. They're not going to hire an outside consultant to review this and come back and say he agrees or doesn't agree with the representations. But I mean, I think that's the process all over. We're not the only planning commission to be faced with it.
it's also
Or
not
select
like
board.
this is an expansion. It's actually a contraction of what we had there. We have fewer
Yeah.
square feet. We have many of the actual standards that were okay for the original Act 250 have been improved upon. So that to me is, what I'm using more as a criteria.
And that's, I'm not real mechanical, but that's the impression I came away with from reading this, is that, and from hearing him tonight, is that we're really not doing anything here except improving the property within the footprint that you improved before. That may be a oversimplification too.
How much?
I think it's an oversimplification, really.
I'm sorry?
I don't think that's an oversimplification.
I mean, it's
When you
basically,
consider what we actually have down there now.
Well,
right. Right.
Physically, what is physically there right now.
listen, I
And it's redevelopment that's
Right.
already happened.
That's the only reason I was asking about the energy, because the mall's been out of business for what, 5-6 years, like closed before COVID for 2018.
Right, so it's been out of commission for a while, so that hasn't really been hit on our energy grid. Right, I mean, it's like we're having a huge,
Longer
we
than that.
don't have huge developments going up that all of a sudden, we've got 20,000 new people coming in that is now impacting. So I mean, our energy demands have gone up, and then now with the Walmart adding, that's going to only add to it, which is why I was asking, like, how's it going to affect all of our energy bills, right?
Well, he spoke to
With the energy efficiency, it should keep it down, but
And everything else is beyond our purview.
yeah,
It's the Public Utility Commission.
yeah.
And the rates that may have to be reset. So, we ready to talk about the pocket
I
park?
was gonna say, moving on to things of great importance. Pocket park.
Absolutely. So, as I was saying, the best practices I'm working on. I'll try to get something for everyone for the next meeting. But, there are examples out there, how many words per sign and, some of them say it should be written to a fourth or fifth grade level, but most of them say eighth grade. I think the eighth grade, and other things. And I think, when we get to this point, when we distill all of the information we're getting from tribes and historians and such, when we put together something, I think we can pay to go out of house and get us a graphic designer who has expertise in editing content of this sort. To just do a finishing touch on that. And that same person could give us ideas of what it should look like. So still working on that one. The Mary Ashcroft and I have had a series of meetings with Green Mountain Power about the pocket park. And the last one was exclusively about the kiosks that they're buying for us. And we're all assuming this would be out at the entrance. And we're looking at opening the park this fall. So Green Mountain Power has a vendor that they use. They've done other parks around the state. And they need they need at least 4 weeks notice, if not more. So as soon as we can get to them a rough idea of what we want the kiosk to look like and its size, and then any other elements to it, the better. And hopefully we can do that tonight still. Sent you some examples. Did any of those?
I liked,
Your,
there was one I saw, I think it's like the 8-sided, right? Cause it had like, it was, but then I was thinking about it and I spoke to, we saw it last night, spoke to Bill and it's like, that might be too much, right? Cause then it's gonna be stagnant. So I was thinking if we could reach out to the Indian reservation and see like, do you guys have like full moon ceremony? Like, are there certain traditions or things that we could utilize like for a calendar? Like, so every 2 months we may have something new that goes up, therefore reducing the footprint. But without really knowing that, it's kind of hard to determine like, do we want a lot of space or do we want a little bit smaller space that we kind of cycle through different things, on important holidays or things?
More than $18,000, at least through that one vendor. And I don't know if either one of the vendors I sent you or what GMP uses. So that's probably way past what they're willing to pay.
I'll go out there for a few weekends if you guys want.
And that one needed a crane too, right? To install.
Norman's
Yeah.
out of Zando.
I share what you want. I spent a little time looking at signs. I went around the area and photographed signs and sent them to Barbara, both kiosks and various freestanding signs and various sizes. I suddenly got very intrigued by this. And I was hoping for a 8-sided kiosk, or 10-sided actually. Center kiosk with 2 sides.
Mhm.
And then 4 wings coming out, which would be 8-sided. And then later this afternoon, after looking at all that, because that would accommodate a lot of information, maybe too much.
Yeah.
So maybe we want just the center and 2 sides coming out, which would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms, so to speak. But on the middle website that she sent to us on her email, I checked and it was $18,000 for a kiosk. Now maybe that's their charge, maybe it can be done cheaper here, etc. And it didn't take into account what Demetrio suggested earlier was to have barcodes and things like that on it, and what that involves to install that and all that kind of thing, and then the artistic design. This was just $18,000 for
Just the wood.
the wood and the installation. So there's a lot of thought to be going into it.
So this is what I think this is what I think would be most appropriate for kiosk at the entrance. Some recognition of GMP and them giving us the land. Something about flooding and some sort of notice about if they have any question about if there's flood waters, they can check this out. Something about combined sewer overflows. Because some people are going to be surprised when they get there and they smell sewage. So a little information about that, a map of the trail going to the picnic area and the overlook. Maybe something that says the park is being monitored by Rutland Town Police. A carry in, carry out policy kind of thing on there. And a brief intro to greet people there. I'm not sure I think we should leave everything else to, my idea is to leave everything else to signs along the trail and in the park. All of the historical things. Because this is at the entrance and we don't really want to create a bottleneck there.
Yeah,
Sherman.
That was consistent with my thoughts, that we want something relatively simple at the entrance because, first of all, because we're not we're a simple place. Everything
small.
Yeah, it's small. So if we get a large kiosk, is going to be misleading and difficult to maintain and requiring more work. But if we had something small with the information that you talked about there, and maybe space for just some reference to an additional source of information if we decide to have it elsewhere in the park.
Right. What GMP says, they normally work with H shapes. The letter H shape. And it's usually 4 feet wide, 6 to 7 feet high. It could be single or double-sided. There is like a plexiglass door that's bolted. So it's locked. It's not like a padlock or something. They do that plexiglass does need to be replaced every year or two. And they left open the question of whether we wanted a roof. It'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah.
And like to say, I convinced my wife to go kiosking with me. And we visited 6 different kiosks recently. And I have to say, the one closest to us right here is the one that really, and I'll pass this around, it's a 3-sided kiosk. So it gives you roughly 3 4x4 panels. And it's right up on the road. You take Marble Street out of West Rutland.
Okay,
You just head right out, and there's a swamp out there.
right.
And there's a large nature trail that goes across the swamp.
Yeah.
So I'll just pass around. You guys take a look at that.
At the
There's no
boardwalk.
$20,000.
I was saying, yeah, if there's-
Yeah, I like that. That one's simple, right?
So you have 3 sides, which makes it extremely wind resistant versus a standard H panel.
Okay.
It's much stronger. It's simple to put together. That wasn't one of my choices, and I would have picked it. I was going with the 2-sided ones. Because. Well, I've got some pictures of 2-sided ones. There's a nice one over on the Castle Rail Trail. Yeah. Right at the entrance to the rail trail of South Street. I took a look at a couple up on Lake Bomazine, which is one very large one there, 16 feet long, could easily have been 8 feet long.
Yeah.
What are the dimensions of those, Andy? Just 4x4x4. Okay. 3 4-foot sides, which would give you nice.
How high
what do you
was
want to
it?
say? A nice way to have it, different. 2-foot height on a 4-foot. No, it's about a 4-foot roughly height. It's about 8 feet. It's 8 feet to the roof height, Tom. I'm just talking about the panel itself. Yeah, that looks like it's about 4x4. Give or take. I disagree. It looks. Oh, okay. That looked like a rectangle, not a.
One of those optical
Well,
illusions.
it's slightly smaller, yes, but it could just be 4x4. I mean, a lot of them, when you go, there's some, I have some, don't want to go there.
All squares are rectangles. but
Like
not all
there,
rectangles are
see, I mean,
squares.
that's the rail trail
heard
one
that's
in,
somewhere.
Castleton, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's down, that's about 5 feet. Yeah, height, but I mean, that's
That's
6
only,
feet wide,
that's a two-sided.
that's a two-sided one.
Yeah.
And that actually takes quite a bit more lumber than the other one. Because it's got double posts on each side,
Yeah,
where,
to
yeah,
strengthen it.
so.
can you
that's-
send me the West Rutland Marsh one that you just showed us? Can you send me that
Picture.
photo?
The triangle.
send it to you?
The
Sure.
pyramid one.
Yeah, and I'll send it to you.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
scheme.
Yeah, I'll send it to
Sounds-
everybody.
You said pyramid one. I'm like, sounds like a scheme. No.
But at any rate, so that would give, the West Rutland one would give you 3 4x4 panels, so that's
Yeah.
48 square feet of,
And Gene
display
was
space,
pretty
yeah.
serious about locking the content in, so just be like, just
really, okay.
really, not very deep boxes. I think is
Yeah.
what they put on
But
there.
do all sides of the kiosk have to be regarding the indigenous? I mean, is the entire kiosk is for indigenous? Or no? Okay.
No,
Okay, so it's gonna be more, so we could have that, and they would also kind of like do the history of Rutland, and then like, where we were with the indigenous people, and kind of how we
on the
transform
kiosk
that.
or on other signs.
And that's where I think having the walking path, if we're able to like use the kiosk to get their attention, and then like, by the way, if you go to the walking path, we've got barcodes and things like that. You can continue your
Give them something
search.
to do.
Yeah, exactly.
To
And
draw
that,
them in.
and that's where I thought like, even though we were thinking like the big one, that's where I kind of had to rethink. And I'm like, yeah, if you have a big one, then it doesn't change the information. People aren't going to want to come there because you've already seen it. You've already done it. Like but it's like, oh, if for Thanksgiving, they have a different, they change the signs for that. And then come spring, they have some different signage for that. So as seasons change, there's certain, indigenous holidays that they want to be, making us aware of. That's an opportunity to kind of change the signage so it's not the same information all the time.
Yeah.
Seasonally.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, maybe the kiosk can have a calendar of events.
Yeah, and that's why the other thing I was thinking is like, would
Who's
they?
gonna change all this stuff?
Us, that's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be done electronically or?
Well, Bill,
With neon lights and everything.
No.
But would they be interested in coming out, maybe doing like a moonlight? I don't know if they have like moonlight, ceremony or something like a
No,
rain
it won't
dance or
be
something like that. But
Well, the reason I asked that is that then we've got to have maybe the recreation department, I don't know, but somebody regularly keeping it up and regularly checking either with us or the select board or what the content will be. I mean, it's.
With we do have a rec department, so.
I liked Bill's idea about putting some general information that's not gonna change very regularly.
Yep.
And putting, links either through a QR code or a web address, simple one, maybe a, tiny URL or something, where they could get the information, which could then be updated for, more immediate things. So if you're gonna put a calendar of events, unless you want to go out and change your calendar every week, it might be best to have a calendar
QR
of
code.
events that's linked to
Yeah.
the town website, that it would take you there, and then you can see what's coming up.
yeah, that would.
Where I got off track was that after the last meeting and talking to the two tribe chiefs and knowing there were other tribes to come in and they were gonna send us some information about, what they thought was appropriate of the history of the land. That's a lot to put on a website, and that's why I was thinking of multiple wings or arms or whatever.
Websites are cheap.
We had asked them for information, and somehow we're gonna have to distill that down. Now, maybe I'll try and send you folks a couple of signs that I had thought were suitable to be on the path, on the walking path, that don't need to be changed. And, don't need any barcodes or anything like that, the historical stuff. So it's beginning to make sense to me that the kiosk is a general view that doesn't change, general description, and that the signs along the trails So the signs along the trails will be information that doesn't change. The kiosk in the front is gonna be more general and more welcoming,
Right.
of a welcoming greeting.
You are here.
Hmm?
You are here.
Kind of, it's a work in progress and in process too, for that matter. And I find it very fascinating.
Maybe we have to just find out from these different groups what they want to put up there and distill that into square footage. And then the square footage then that would really determine the type of kiosk that we would ask to be built.
Well, I think, haven't we kind of decided that we're not going to be drilling down that much? That the kiosk, which would, the one at the entrance, probably the only kiosk in the park, not that big, would be mostly general, information that's an almost permanent information out there. And a greeting.
That's
And then we're thinking of other signs.
Yeah, there are other ones there now with flood control.
Yeah.
I was there today and there was the warnings on flooding. There's a number of small signs like parkings, like parking size signs that are already there in place.
It's like, yeah,
I don't know.
Mary's trying to get some of those moved because, yeah.
I was simply gonna say that what I heard when I was in Rutland, which I guess was good. And what I heard was primarily that if we find artifacts, they want to be known. Anything else, they will give us information that we asked for. And what I thought I heard was that the most pertinent, germane, and long-standing information would be an historical blurb about the importance of various tribes, and maybe just an outline of where in our area those tribes are located. That's all I'm thinking of in terms of putting up on the kiosk for Native American presence in the area. And if they want to provide us with a URL, then we can put that up and they can link to other sites where they can get more information about it. That's what I thought I heard. It was pretty simple.
We weren't talking about a kiosk with them. We were talking about signs in general. So, yeah,
So
I'd like
am I
to,
wrong,
the group,
Barbara, or is that correct?
you are not wrong with the messages that they gave us, but I don't think they were thinking all this has to go on on the kiosk at the entrance. I think we led them to believe there'll be additional signs throughout the park.
They were gonna give us the names of the tribes that lived in the area.
Right.
Historically and even now, which I know nothing about. I don't know about any of you folks, which I thought was of great interest. And then the other thing we talked about, which I guess will go somewhere, is the information. I can never remember the name of the road or the trail.
Crown Point Road.
Crown Point Road. But that was a key bit of information that we wanted to communicate.
That's on April 2nd. Our next meeting.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but that was information that I was under the impression, not that we made a decision because we haven't, but that was important to include.
Right. Okay. Sherman.
It's just what we started out with, though. One of the comments was that we have too much information on the kiosk. It's going to be two things. One is that if there are a number of people there, not everyone, let me say, very few people will be able to read that.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing with the best practices. It's like they'll give you about 45 seconds max.
Yeah. So I think we need to say, have the information that you had, and going forward, we will have something that'll just mention that the indigenous people lived here, and there's more information.
Right.
To your left and 10 feet away.
Yeah. Maybe we're all saying the same thing. It won't be a lot of information
Exactly what I was saying.
on the kiosk.
Okay.
But yes, it would mention, it would clue them in that there's other information in the park.
Yeah.
An introduction,
Yeah, it's an
it's a
introduction.
preface.
Yeah. Okay, so are we okay with the kiosk that Andy found in West Rutland?
I think so.
I am,
It's got a roof.
the only thing I was gonna ask is, have we been provided any information yet from the tribes from last meeting?
No,
Okay, and then moving forward, we're gonna facilitate we'll facilitate and assist in putting up that information, but that's gonna be information they have to provide to us. So it's not gonna become our job of
well,
updating it and stuff. I mean, if they have to give us the information. So it's kind of a two-way street. So like they gotta help us give us the information so we can then go out there and put it up, right?
yeah, but we don't want to hand over control.
Right.
No,
Like,
no,
we don't
no.
want to say, oh, Crown Point Road, just give us what and they give us, 6 signs worth of information.
Yeah, no,
So
no, but I mean,
we're still the editors.
yeah, no, we're still in charge of it, but they have to provide us that information they want us to put up. We can review it and,
Right, and it's not, and they're all Abenaki?
Abenaki?
Well, I know, we call it.
I want to say
Abenaki.
both pronunciations are correct. Whether
Yeah.
you're in the north or in the south. I thought that went from from David, I guess. First chief of the stuff.
So there's 4 bands of Abenaki.
Right.
And there's also another tribe that's based in Massachusetts, the Stockbridge Munsee, who also had a huge presence here. It's also like the Stockbridge Munsee were like the southern, well, actually went up as far as Addison County. And, the Abenaki, they were here. Maybe not even as extensively as the Stockbridge Munsee. But suffice it to
Talk
say,
about Mohawks too.
well, I think they convinced us that the Mohawks,
Had been around.
they conducted scouting missions and raids.
But
And they
didn't
were,
have a permit.
right. And they would prefer that they weren't mentioned, in too much detail. But the Stockbridge Munsee is going to have a lot of things to say too about the region and what was, how long it was inhabited, and what Indian villages look like and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna get a lot of information from both the Abenaki and that tribe that we're gonna have to weed through.
Yeah. What we really want to be sensitive to is not having information up that has to be updated.
Right.
We want to minimize maintenance of what's on there. Maintenance.
Although the Abenaki did mention it would be nice if we considered the current, things they were doing currently in Vermont too, which maybe, that goes on the kiosk. Like or upcoming
A date and
events
a
stuff.
description. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
short like that. Yeah.
That could be a link to a website.
Yeah.
Upcoming events on for the event. The Stockbridge
Muncie.
Munsee or whatever, go to this website if you want to learn more. I mean, that's what a lot of good interactive sites do. They give you brief information that you can read in 45 seconds. Just that's your attention span. But I also understand that you have to catch somebody in 45 seconds or they're lost. It doesn't mean that you have to only put 45 seconds worth of material up there. If it's engaging and you take them someplace, they will spend more time. I'm not a market researcher.
Okay.
Whatever.
So back to yes, Bill.
Well, I think let's guess why. So some of the things I thought is like, we've been talking a lot about the Native Americans because that's kind of all we've had to go on so far as for the presentation.
Right.
But my thought was like, we talked about some of these massive kiosks, and I'm like, that's not a good plan. We need something a little smaller, more manageable, but have like a Native American section, a marble section, a railroad section, a power section, a military section, and be like a little timeline about where things were, and then some links to some resources, and that's about it.
On the kiosk.
on the kiosk, yeah. Like Native Americans appeared here and some facts about the history and then you know, everything and settle around here. We have military, we have power, and do some of the facts about that
Yeah,
and some bullet points about it and then give links to other things that people can go see. But I think if we overwhelm this thing with too, it's just gonna get lost. There's too much to watch.
right.
Should we link to
read that much.
Yeah.
Should we link to
Okay,
the
yeah.
town? We can link to the town plan too, so to show like where we've come from and now where we're going, right? No.
We've got maps. We can do that.
That link back.
I know.
That'd be.
Yeah, good idea. So back to the kiosk.
What do you need from us, Barbara?
They said even back of an envelope type dimensions. And you know, the list I read, do you want a roof?
Yes.
So this is GMP now.
This is GMP. Yes, because they want to order this. Get things going.
Order Andy's. And get it going. It's right up there to be scaled right out, 10 minutes from here at the most.
Okay. So front and back with the roof, right?
Three-sided.
Three-sided, we
It's
thought.
three-sided.
It's 3 sides?
Yes.
Well, there's center and two
The
wings.
picture.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Well, let me.
Look at the picture.
It's that. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing on the backside of the wings.
No, it's not in the middle. It's all,
And we don't have to use
the middle is just,
3 sides with
it's for kids calling
a
in.
lot of
right?
information.
That's where the gun
As we
goes.
need it, we'll use it. And we can put pictures or other stuff
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even inside, you could have something underneath.
Oh, okay, that's 2 sides, which that's.
So you can see the
3.
triangle up there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's up in the.
See, a picture's not worth 1,000
You
words.
didn't bring the.
Oh.
You didn't measure it while you were out there?
I'm sure I did.
You did?
That's why he was telling me that I was wrong. And that's why the retailer was saying that all squares are not, all squares are rectangles.
It's 8 feet to the roof.
I got it, I was putting my plan.
3 sides.
Yes, 3 sides.
Okay.
Tell by the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hard. I didn't get a good shot, obviously.
It's triangular.
Yeah, and there it is from a distance.
Like I've seen like these videos where they show like 2 lines are the same size, but they move them along.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, which one's bigger? It's like that one. It's like, nope, it's just like one of those.
So this is the one for.
Well, I wrote down 3 panels and then okay, so I think we're set.
Oh, you don't know the place.
I think so.
You don't know
Okay.
the place.
Do we need to vote on it or anything, or?
There's not a hole up there. I mean,
Oh,
we're
let's
not,
make a
we're not
motion.
talking multi-thousands here.
So I move that we decide to pick the kiosk with 3 sides that is very similar, if not the same as the picture that we have.
That Andy
As
does.
the,
West Rutland
As exists by the West Rutland.
Yeah.
Marsh.
Marsh. Second. I like
Okay,
the one.
any further discussion?
We
Okay, all
don't
those-
have to deal with the signs along the path now, right? That's for another day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know where that money's coming from.
that's not a kiosk.
All those in favor? Sherman's motion.
I,
3 sided kiosk. Howard? Okay. Any opposed? Bill, do we want to go for the T-Mobile grant again? I mean, we probably want to wait for the Otter Creek Engineering is going to help us with the final design of this. And
The kiosk.
no, the park. We're talking about the whole park now, sorry. But he's not, we're not expecting anything from him until like the end of the month, which is the deadline for the T-Mobile.
Yeah, we're not. I don't think we have a specific timeline for Robert. I guess we can, just like an application, but.
Yeah, I mean, we could just send, I mean, they invited us to reapply. we could send in basically the same thing plus what Robert comes up with.
Our costs that we submitted were already over the cap anyway, so. We were asking for the full amount. We said we were asking, but our costs were exceeding that amount.
Oh, I don't mean his pay, but what he comes up with
Oh,
for
yeah.
design.
Because if we have, I haven't got back to look up the due date, but.
I think it's the end of March.
To resubmit for the
Yeah,
mobile.
Because
but
they
they said
rejected
it's, they said it was quarterly. And
Oh,
I don't think we can wait for another quarter.
So what happened with the original one?
we didn't get it.
Oh.
We weren't
And
selected.
Oh.
they said it was super competitive and feel free, they have a round every quarter and feel free to reapply. Standard answer, I'm sure everyone.
So
If I recall, for the applicant, didn't like T-Mobile want us to use some sort of like, utilize technology and, sell, wireless and stuff and, transmitting information, right? Wasn't that their intent? Or like, that's what they're hoping to get out of it was by them, providing us grant funding that we would have something that would run off the networks and kind of be electronic.
We said we'd look into
Yeah, I don't
those
think there was- I don't
technologies.
think it was like necessarily like,
You have to do this
Yeah,
to get it? Okay.
yeah, a lot of stuff recreation, so I don't think it's tech heavy focus, but certainly be a part of it, but. Yeah.
Well, could you get kind of a timetable from Robert and then we can,
Yeah. If it's up, it's in the month, we just resend it, I'm just saying.
we could just resend the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at this in there.
Okay, that's our plan.
Okay.
Maybe, and then if we don't get back to the following quarter, maybe try for the, Rutland Town.
If we go for the, well, if we go for the
Because I can't
full,
remember
we'll go over again, we're gonna be doing stuff. Can't wait for that.
Well, not for the pocket park. I'm saying, can we still apply for the grant, but maybe use it for
Yeah.
Rutland Town for the disc golf course and building that out? Because I think that could be something that they might find that to be a little more, okay.
No, I don't think
That's
so.
what we him to do that, so.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to talk to some of the local businesses, see if we can get like TPAS and other things sponsored by them, so we can build out the park. And really make it like a place. They have aggregate and millings in there and like, during the winter and stuff, it gets icy and whatnot, so.
So speaking of Northwood, this is not final yet, but July 4th, the town is not having fireworks this year at all because the costs went up too high. So the fireworks will be at the fairgrounds on July 4th. That's a Saturday. The night before, there's talk of having a Friday night live at Northwood Park. So those are the events usually downtown with a band and vendors and.
Is what?
It's a concept of a plan without details.
Yeah,
that is.
you have to be in the
third?
know
That's
to know about it.
What, July 3rd?
That's July 3rd.
Yeah. Oh, and also, do you folks know the covered bridge on the East Pittsford Road at East Creek that's just sitting there? The old covered bridge?
The salt shed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Who's going for that? Are you doing that work? Jeez. So this restoration of that
Yeah.
and moving it to Northwood.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Moving the covered bridge?
Yeah.
Where is that bridge?
Norm, look at that, it's on your desk, right in front of you. There it is, that's it, yep. Go on, okay, keep going.
It's across from the soccer fields,
That's what I got.
Kind of, yeah.
kind of.
How long is
corner.
it, Bill?
I haven't seen it. I don't remember.
50 feet, 60 feet,
Huh?
50, 60 feet at least.
It used to be a
Is the floor still
twin
intact and
covered.
everything?
What's that?
The floor still intact?
We had a study done about 10 years ago, and that was the concerning part about it. It was 10 years ago and nothing hasn't moved, so. I'm sure it's more concerning now than it was back then. But I don't know. It's we own the land it sits on.
Yeah.
And it's ours, but I want to do something with it because it's gonna fall down. We don't have to do something with it.
And it
It
used,
was used as a salt shed, right?
It was, yes.
Okay, I thought it was.
and it used to be a twin bridge. There were
Yeah.
two of them. The
Yeah.
one was destroyed in a flood. Yeah.
I saw a covered
power to
bridge
you.
down in south of Vermont. I can forget the name of the town now. And they built it and then slid it over into place.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
quite an operation. We were building a phone site right there and it took like 3 weeks. They had this thing crimmed up
a
and
grant program that
It's-
they're interested and to see it, but we're gonna apply for a grant for the study to do to see what it's gonna cost, and so I'll pay for a study to see what it would take to restore it and move it, and then we can take that and apply for a grant to actually move it and do the restoration work.
Where is the?
where would you think of putting it up
It's
there?
on Southeast Pittsburgh Road.
Across from the polo field.
Yeah. It looks like a barn.
It looks like
Yeah,
a
yeah, it looks like a
tumble
big,
down shed right
long
now.
shed.
Where would it move to?
Norfolk Park.
Nothing, yeah.
There was some talk of moving it to the pocket
Well,
park.
I really thought that'd be, so that was my first thought, but.
So much for the pocket park.
That's quite a big kiosk.
Yes.
No.
It would take up more space than we have.
Yeah.
No, I'll have to go right across on the old abutments.
It's too short for that, but
Oh,
I was, actually, that's what brought me to this organization for the grant. I said, how, to actually put some steel suspensions across that with the deck and then put the bridge on top of it. So it sits there so you can walk through it, but it is absolutely not gonna hold any weight, so. But yeah, that was my first thought, but that's moving it across town and stuff. That's not gonna happen, so. I'll sell it for $100.
The Shelburne Museum doesn't want it.
Like us $1 million just to move it up there, so.
They also have 2 covered bridges up there
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So we could build another one for the price.
Yeah.
we're talking.
been seeing it going.
All of Woodstock,
Yeah,
the one that got.
yeah, it would almost make sense, don't you think, to take it apart and reconstruct it?
I'm gonna try and get money for a study to look at our options and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you can buy old wood.
I know at the old barns though, people have set it up to where it's like, hey, come get the wood. You know, they'll have people come. Okay, so there's no historic wood or anything in there that people would.
It's 1840, 1850. But.
Yeah.
We're not looking to get rid of it.
Okay, yeah, we're not
But it's just.
sitting there not doing it. Yeah.
So
I need a new shed in my, but not that's.
one board at a time, you can take it up there.
No conflict of interest.
No, they don't do that, do I? Okay. So where are we?
Stakeholders meeting.
So our next meeting, April 2nd, we'll have some historians. Crown Point, Barbara Griffith, who's the head of the Rutland Historical Society, has said she's coming. The Crown Point boys will be here too, I'm sure. So that should be a pretty full meeting of information that we can use. You also have at your workstations, we heard back from Kevin Brown on the subdivision ordinance. And we just heard back Tuesday, right? Bill has already incorporated all of his comments. So you've got Kevin Brown's another long email with everything that needs.
Only 9 pages. The last one's like what, 27?
Yeah, it was longer than the bylaw.
So we should feel good, right?
Only 9 pages.
And Bill's incorporate, oh, I see it.
So yeah, the color version.
The
was
yellow are additions, the red are deletions, and there's one green where he didn't make, we have to fix the sentence. So we just need to fix some out, but that's it. There's only one.
Okay.
But everything else is some additions and a bunch of deletions.
So we don't want to go through this tonight.
Nope, we don't.
Cold.
Nope.
More than that.
We do, but we're out of time.
Do they need clarifications, that we said?
There's one of those. One. I wrote on there, need clarification.
Okay.
But I don't think we want to wait another 3 weeks. Can folks give this a look in the next week?
Kind of why I did it like this, is like, I did the hard work, just look at it.
Yeah, in just a matter of
So what is
days.
this again? Red is what?
Look at it.
Red is delete.
Red is
Yellow
green.
is.
They're all,
add.
they're all got strike throughs on it.
Yep.
I made it as easy as I could.
So
You'll see.
by next Thursday, if you get comments, anything you see that, I'm sure Bill did a perfect job.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin email like section by section by section. and do
Right.
this and do
You
this.
get that for
That's what I
reference.
did.
Did you get one of these?
I didn't get one. I was checking my email.
No, it's not.
Wait,
We didn't
no,
even see it when you got
No,
it.
They're all-
it
they're all-
wasn't on, it wasn't on here. Is there
I got
an extra
one.
copy? Okay.
This,
Oh, is this the email?
Yes,
Kevin's email, yeah.
from
this
Line
was
Rock.
like-
You want-
Yeah, no, this was the
He'll
only,
give it to you.
yep.
Barbara has another copy of it.
I got one.
She tried to give us one here.
Oh, yeah. This is a spare.
Okay.
Please pass along. Okay. Oh, the brown obelisk.
What the hell, what is that?
What?
Oh, yeah. Before your time, when we were first starting with the pocket park, we saw something across the river that no one could identify. Even in recent conversations with GMP, they don't know what we're talking about. But does anyone remember the brown obelisk?
I remember that we looked at it. I don't know what it is.
I don't, yeah, guess
It's across past the
it's
GMP.
shaped like, sort of like the Washington, well,
We look from the pocket park
Yeah.
across the river and the falls, and there is like a finger that sticks up.
Look at what?
a finger.
A finger. It just
Is it
sticks
down by
up.
Old Falls Road or is it up on the hill?
I think it's up on the hill. I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's at the top of the riverbank. And then there's a little plateau there.
Up by the power generation.
So on top of above the falls.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, not, No. oh, okay,
Is it between
What is
Route
it?
4 and the power station?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, I was just there this afternoon. I can't visualize it.
it's hard to see.
It's
The only thing I thought it could be with the USGS post, but
They're usually not tall, they're usually like
So
ground
do we
level.
know what it is?
No, and so, we're just wondering if we need to identify it. As we,
Tonight.
as we
field
put,
trip.
no, as we put plans together for the pocket park. Are people gonna ask us, well, what's that?
SGMP.
They don't know.
That could be our first event. We could name it once we open the pocket park.
Give it a better name than brown obelisk.
Can I need a sign in the picture?
Well, we never did do a site visit, so, that's part of the thing. We just looked at it from
Do a
afar.
site visit, we did two
We
of
looked
them.
at it from the pocket park. I looked at it from the pocket park and.
Oh.
I did not go up to the
park.
obelisk.
Oh, the
Visit,
obelisk,
not a-
yeah, obelisk site visit.
Yes,
Okay,
an
well, okay,
obelisk site.
I'll get that on the calendar.
Mhm.
Not that we can answer any of these questions.
No, but I mean, if you haven't been there, you don't know what it could just be an old smokestack from a building that burned down.
So, yeah, it's more of a butt
It's
of jokes
it's a
right
Native
now.
American chimney from.
Right.
Yeah, it's more of a butt of jokes right now more than anything else.
Well, I believe that.
Okay, any other announcements?
We need to apparently reaffirm the and for appointments. And we're talking about that the other night. Were you here that the other night?
No,
We're talking about the appointments, reappointments, planning commission, and Barry wanted to make sure it was in the minutes from the meeting that everybody wanted to be reappointed. I'm like,
the 10. Did you say 10?
4.
Right.
And 4.
Do you remember who they are?
No, that's part of the problem. But it was like Jerry, Sherman, Mary Beth, and I think Norm,
No, I think I am.
you.
Yeah, I think I'm good to this one.
But we talked to everybody then, and so. Everybody is good being reappointed, right? Yes? Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Well,
Well, 2 are missing, but,
we talked to them last time, like we talked to everybody last time.
oh, okay. Well, was Jerry here?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you two okay? with
Yes.
Being reappointed?
Absolutely.
Good.
I'll make a motion to,
All set. I'm all
to,
good. I'm good.
oh, you don't need a motion?
Just, it's exactly what I need.
Okay. I thought you needed a motion.
No, she's wanted in the minutes, so like, we talked about, okay, got it.
You wanted to be able to put it in the minutes, that's.
All current members that are up for reappointment have agreed to serve another.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay,
There we go.
the minutes of February 19th.
Move to approve.
Second.
I yield. Yield to my seniors.
Great,
Oh,
great
Jeremy,
minutes.
Howard, Andy, and Jerry.
Howard's here.
Howard? You good-
Yep.
Good to be re-upped?
Say that again?
Are you good to be reappointed to the planning commission?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah. Yep.
Excellent. So it was Jerry, Howard, Mary Beth, and Sherman?
No, Sherman, Howard, Andy, and Jerry. Sherman.
Not Mary Beth.
Nope, all men. Sherman,
Okay.
Howard, Andy, Jerry.
Everybody else is next year.
Okay, back to the minutes. Excellent job with the tribes,
Yep.
Bill,
Yeah.
and information.
Only one thing that I noticed, and I already talked to Bill about, and he said it's corrected, is that all members were not voting members since there were 8 listed, and only 7 can vote. So I think that makes Demetrio once again the odd man out.
Wait a minute.
So will we correct those to everyone except Demetrio being out?
Okay.
Right, Bill?
I wasn't the voting member. If the meet,
You go with the alternate.
You're both alternates. You're the first alternate.
yeah, I know, but it says all members are voting members for this meeting. And I don't think I was
We
because,
just covered that. Yeah, we
So
just fixed it.
okay,
Who made the motion?
Me.
Seconded, and we're okay with the change?
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed,
Abstain.
abstain. For Andy, okay. Anything else?
you had the select board meetings report, or have you done that?
I did that with the 4th of July stuff.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
We're good. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was slow. I was slow.
We're adjourned. Don't fight.